Hello everyone, myself Amruta Patil, lecturer of Department of Information Technology, Arihant Education Foundation, Arihant Arts, Commerce and Science Junior College, Bowdhan, Pune. Today I am here to explain the introduction to DBMS. The contents which I am going to cover are introduction, definition of database, data versus information, introduction to database management system, that is DBMS, some applications of DBMS and the advantages of DBMS. Firstly, we'll go through the introduction part. That is, in our day-to-day life, every person uses database in various ways. Okay, so like people use phone diary or phone book which contains the name, address, email id, phone number, etc. So this is a database, basic day-to-day database which we use in our life. Doctor maintains the medical history of the patients. So librarian also maintains his records of the books, details, issue date, return date, etc. So this is another example of the database. Teacher keeps records of students like name, roll number, marks, etc. In these examples, everyone maintains the records in a systematic manner. So this was the introduction of the database. Next, we'll move through the definition of a database. What can be the basic definition of a database? Database is a collection of interrelated data which helps in efficient retrieval, inserting and deleting of the data. So, what is database? It is the collection of data which is interrelated to each other, interrelated data which helps in the efficient retrieval, inserting and deleting of the data. In exams, marks obtained by the student in subjects is data before it is entered in the report card. Okay, so this is an example. In a report card, the combined marks of data of all the subjects speaks about the student's performance. So as you combine all the marks of all the subjects, then the report card is prepared, which gives the overall student's performance. Thus, when data is maintained in an organized manner, it becomes meaningful or organized information. So, whatever interrelated data which is collected, if we are organizing it in a particular manner, then it becomes a meaningful or organized information. So, let us go through the data versus information. The difference is given here, the data and the information. What is data? Data is raw facts. What is information? Information is the processed data. Okay, so next point is data does not help in decision making. Okay, so information helps in the decision making because the data is organized in a particular manner, so that it gives some information and it helps in the decision making. Data could be relevant or irrelevant. Okay, there is two possibilities. So here in information, without data, information cannot be processed. Okay, the fourth point is each student's exam score is one piece of data. Okay, the average score of a class or the entire school is the information that can be derived from the given data. So this is one of the example of data and information respectively. So this was the difference or the comparison between the data and the information. Next, we will be moving towards the introduction to database management system, which is the short for DBMS. A database, often abbreviated as DB, that is database. It's a collection of information organized in such a way that a computer program can quickly select the desired pieces of data. Okay, so a database management software, what is this? It is a software for creating and managing the databases. Whatever databases are created with the help of the data, that is interrelated data, we are going to create and manage it with the help of the DBMS software. The DBMS provides users and programmers with a systematic way to create, retrieve, update and manage the data. So by the help of this software, that is DBMS software, what the users and programmers can do is they can create, they can retrieve the data, update the data and manage the data through this software. It stores data in such a way that it becomes easier to retrieve and manipulate and also update the information. Okay, so examples of the popular DBMS softwares are MySQL, PostgreSQL, Access, Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, DB2 and Sybase. So these are the examples of popular DBMS softwares. Some applications of DBMS we are going to look here are, the first one is railway reservation system. So here the software is used, DBMS software is used for say database is required to keep record of ticket booking, trains departure and arrival status of the seats available in the train, etc. So here the database management system software is used. Okay, so next is library management system. Here there are thousands of books in the library, so it is very difficult to keep a record of all the books in a copy or a register. So that's why we are going to use the DBMS software, which is used to maintain all the information related to the book issue dates, name of the book, author and the availability of the book. The third is banking. In banking also DBMS software is used. People can make thousands of transactions through the banks daily, and they can do this without going to the bank. So nowadays online banking system is there. There are ATMs which people use. So there are thousands of transactions which is made by a particular person or a customer through the banks daily without going to the banks. Okay, so here what happens is we need a DBMS software to keep track of all the transactions. So now banking has become so easy that by sitting at home customers can send and or get the money through banks. Okay, all this is possible just because of DBMS that manages all the bank transactions. The fourth is universities and colleges. Here examinations are done online today, and universities and colleges maintain all these records through the DBMS. Okay, so online examinations when they are conducted, they need these DBMS software. Students registration details, results, courses and grades, all the information is stored in a database. Okay, so next is credit card transactions. It's one of the this that here the DBMS software is used for purchase of credit cards, and all other transactions are made possible only by DBMS. Okay, so a credit card holder knows the importance of his information that all are secured through DBMS. Okay, for security purposes, so DBMS software are used. Next is social media sites. We all are on social media websites nowadays to share our reviews and to connect with our friends. Okay, so daily millions of users sign up for these social media accounts like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest and Google Plus. Okay, so but how is all the information of users stored and how we are able to connect to other people? This is one of the question that comes into mind. Yes, this is all because of the DBMS. Okay, so DBMS is a software which maintains the databases of all these millions of users who sign up every day through these for these social media accounts. Okay, so those are managed by the DBMS softwares. So these are the applications. Next we are going to see the advantages of DBMS. Okay, so there are lots of advantages of DBMS software who are using. So the few are mentioned over here in detail. The first is reducing the data redundancy. Okay, so the file based data management systems contained multiple files that were stored in many different locations in a system or even across the multiple systems. Okay, so because of this there were sometimes multiple copies of the same file which led to data redundancy. Okay, so this is prevented in a database as there is a single database and any change in it is reflected immediately. Okay, so because of this there is no chance of encountering duplicate data. Okay, so what this point says is reducing the data redundancy. Data redundancy means what? It is the copy of a file. Okay, there are multiple copies created of a single file or single point or a data. Okay, so if multiple copies, multiple files are stored with the same name, with the same content, that creates data redundancy. Okay, so now this data redundancy is reduced using the DBMS. Okay, so what the DBMS does is it prevents the multiple files creation. Okay, so duplicate data is not created when this is used. Okay, the second is sharing of data. In a database, the users of the database can share the data among themselves. Okay, so there are various levels of authorization to access the data, and consequently, the data can only be shared based on the correct authorization protocols being followed. Okay, so many remote users can also access the database simultaneously and share the data between themselves. Okay, so sharing of data is possible if the DBMS softwares are used. Multiple people who are sitting remotely, they can access the database simultaneously, they can share the data between between themselves. Okay, so here authorization plays an important role. If the correct authorization is there, if the person is authorized to access that data, then only he is allowed, and this is the one of the security measure. Okay, next is data integrity. Integrity means that the data is accurate and consistent in the database. Okay, so data integrity is very important as there are multiple databases in a DBMS. Okay, so all these databases contain data that is visible to multiple users. Okay, so it is necessary to ensure that the data is correct and consistent in all the databases and for all the users. Okay, so what does data integrity tells is the data should be correct and consistent throughout the database. Okay, means what? The data integrity, in this point what happens is many users are there who are accessing the database remotely. Okay, and the all the users must get the same data throughout the accessing of the databases, and the data should be correct and consistent throughout. So next is data security. Security is a vital concept in database. Okay, only authorized users should be allowed access to the databases, and their identity should be authenticated using a username and a password. Okay, so unauthorized users should not be allowed to access the database under any circumstances, as it violates the integrity constraints. Okay, so in this part I had already told you authorization should be there, and now they are saying authentication also should be there. Authentication can be the username and the password. With the help of this username and password, the authentication can be done. One who has the authorized authenticated user and password, if he has signed up with that site, with that social media site or whatever, then only he gets the access. Okay, unauthorized users are not allowed, should not be allowed to access the database. Okay, so this is the data security. Privacy is the privacy rule in a database means only the authorized users can access a database according to its privacy constraints. Okay, there are levels of database accesses and the user can only view the data. Okay, so for example, in social networking sites, access constraints are different for accounts and a user may want to access. Okay, means here what they are saying is privacy is very important. Authorized users are only are only given to access the data. Okay, the database. Okay, and there are levels of database access, means what? There are various user levels who are only given access to view the data. Some are given to read write the data. Okay, some are given to update the data. Okay, there are levels of databases accesses, and for example they have given you in social networking sites access constraints are different. For different accounts a user may want to access. Okay, next is backup and recovery. The DBMS automatically takes care of backup and recovery. The users don't need to backup data periodically because this is taken care of by the DBMS. Okay. Moreover, it also restores the database after a crash or system failure to its previous condition. Okay. So the previous data before the crash was saved and it was kept correctly, so that the if there is a crash, system crash or system failure also, it restores the previous condition. Okay, so that is taken care by the DBMS. The seventh is development and maintenance time. DBMS reduces application development and maintenance time. It supports many important functions that are common to many applications, accessing data stored in the DBMS, which facilitates the quick development of the application. Okay, so the application development and the maintenance time is also reduced if you use a DBMS, and it supports many functions that are common to many applications. Okay, so these were the advantages of the DBMS. Thanks for watching.